Hey guys, I think we're live. I hope we're live. No viewers yet, so I'm just going to stand here.
Oh god.
Everything okay, Will?
I'm good. I just bumped this little tape box.
Ah, I see.
Fucking shut up.
Don't worry, I'll cut all this out later, except for you poor people who catch it on YouTube before I can edit it. Hey, we got people. Awesome. I should probably just start working on stuff until people show up. And then we can officially start. Hey guys, everything sound good? If anyone's in the chat that's watching right now, give me a thumbs up or some form to let me know if the audio is okay. Hooray! Thank you, Phoenix Revival. Glad to know that the live stream is actually working. All right. Yeah. Sorry, the top of my head is cut off. This is as high as the workshop is. There's a big metal beam right here. I don't know. I hit my head on everything down here. It's ridiculous. Us tall people, man. It's rough. All right, audio sounds good. All right, let's do this. Officially start. Hey everyone, welcome to Prop Live in the Shop. Today I will be having full run of the shop working on my Vex Goblin cosplay that has to be done for PAX. I haven't been able to work on it lately because of all the crazy stuff that's been going on for San Diego Comic-Con. You can see that Bill is, let's see, boop. He is off gallivanting down in California. Today he's in his shepherd costume and is hanging out with the BioWare guys. So super jealous, but we continue to soldier on without him. Will's down here in the shop too, working on a crazy foam hammer. I'm sure you'll see him running around. So yeah, that just looks awesome. Yesterday, Bill wore his District 9 outfit around the floor. Tested hasn't been putting out pictures yet because we're putting together a video and stuff, so I'm not posting pictures until they do. So they better get their act together. I guess they're kind of busy right now, but look forward to the final version of, or the final part 4 of the tested build write-up from Bill, where you actually get to see the gun get painted and put together. How tall are you? Oh, I am 6'2", which is murder in the basement shop. There's foam like just duct taped to the ceiling in the hazardous areas. It partially works. But yeah, hey everyone in the chat. It's good to see all of you. Thank you for choosing to spend your afternoon hanging out, watching me cut pieces of foam, because that's what today is going to be mostly doing, is fun and interesting ways to cut out foam. And just to keep things interesting, I brought beer. So hopefully you're all drinking too. Even if you're at work developing cosplay there, you're on your lunch break, you can have a beer. Yeah, it does seem like Tested waits to post stuff. They don't do those sensational articles that have no content, but they just have to get them up first. Instead, they wait and put out a really good article with tons of content. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all the cool stuff coming out of San Diego Comic-Con. There's the Warcraft movie, I think is my favorite. Oh, I'm so excited to see more from it. I saw some at BlizzCon. They had like some footage and some little bits of trailer stuff that we got to see back in November. And it looks like it's going to be good. So hopefully the real trailer comes out this weekend. And I'm super stoked. They have armor there. They have armor from the Batman, Superman stuff. The armor looks cool. I don't know if the movie looks good or not, but the Wonder Woman outfit looks cool. I'm just, there's just so much good stuff coming out. It's like E3 all over again. Yeah, but if I wore a helmet down here, then I would hit even more things. Only Fridays are beer at work day? I don't know. All right. Let's get this show on the road. So much condensation down here. It is warm. It's one of the plus things about having a shop in the basement, though, is usually maintains a good temperature. All right. Let's see. I do not enjoy sewing. Sorry. I'm just not experienced at it, so it's I find it to be a huge pain. But it's mainly because I don't do a lot of templates. Got it. Some bug of sorts, mosquito. I tend to try and put sewing off till the last second, since I know I don't have to wait for things to dry, like paint and such. So it is the thing I'm the least experienced with. If Bill and I became good at sewing, we'd be unstoppable. So we'll be working on that soon, just to get better. And also, I should be able to keep an eye on the chat. If you guys at Punish Props me, it shows up in a different color, and I'll probably see it. But I'm going to get to work. You can also throw in questions in the Q&A app, and I may answer them if I'm paying attention. And I'll get started. Let's see. All right, let's start with references. So for those who didn't tune in to the last one, I am making a Vex Goblin cosplay for PAX and Dragon Con. The Vex are units in Destiny. They're bad guys. And I always thought they're really cool. I used to work at Bungie doing testing stuff. And I always just loved just checking out those models. I always thought they were really cool, unique design. They make fun noises. They have cool attacks. They seem very original. So I decided to do this costume last year, and finally I'm getting to work on it. So I'm pretty stoked. So let's see what references we've got. All right, so this is what I did last time. I took a human 3D model that's kind of vaguely my proportions. I use the program Make Human, and it's kind of like Poser, if you ever use that old program. And it just generates a model, and you can kind of change the dimensions. And then I imported that into Maya, and I roughly modeled the new silhouette of the Vex. I had to make some modifications to the original design. The head is higher because humans have necks. And I didn't want to be standing on my tippy toes or have any kind of annoying footwear. So I will be actually talking about that today. So we'll get into that later. But you can see all the crazy differences going on. They have this, it like changes your proportions, seeing this like the big shapes here. I don't know, I really like it. And it's neat. Like, once I'm in the costume, I'll be crouching more, so I'll be shorter, like normal human height, and the legs will be out more like this. And it should really sell it, I hope. I think it'll be great. All right, what other pictures got here? I got some close-up stuff. You find a good picture of the feet. These are all images I captured while Vex were trying to kill me in the game on my PS4. Here's the hand. It's hard to get them to turn away from you, so that's Bill in the background helping me out. That's pretty good. There's one promotional shot. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. So first, I'm going to be focusing on the feet. The first thing I do is try and figure out how my feet are going to fit there. I decided to leave my heels showing. They'll be black, so I don't think anyone's going to notice or know what it's supposed to be like. What's really going to sell it is this brightly colored metal going up into what should be the heel, because you'll see that first and not really see the heel hiding behind these little feet things. So once I got that all figured out, I started doing templates. And here are my shoes. Purchased on Amazon. They're just New Balance walking shoes. I got them a couple months ago to try and break them in. They're already really comfortable though, but I have wore them on quite a few walks. They just have a nice, like, interesting tread. So if my feet are showing, it's not a big deal, and they were on sale. So that sold me on them. So get your base shoe. I started doing newspaper templates. I usually just use scraps of junk mail and newspaper to kind of place the different shapes I want on, like, the front and the sides. And then I transfer that to a paper template. This is cardstock. It has measurements on it. They're vaguely correct. I just needed it to be symmetrical. The front feet are going to be this little simple shape. So that makes it easier. And it's going to go on like this. Boop. Yeah. I'm probably going to back the inside with some extra foam, and it's going to be up off the ground a little bit. I know these are going to get stomped on a lot, and I want them to at least mostly survive. So they won't get any kind of hard finish. If they do get a finish, it'll be either latex or Plastidip rubber. But I am going to use black craft foam, so that's optional, unless they end up looking like they do need some paint. All right, so that's the side one, or that's the front one. And the side one's a little weirder. This guy. I wanted to do kind of an angular shape, so it can, let's see, just go like this. Yeah, so it goes like that. And it's going to go all the way up here, so like this whole heel is not going to be covered. But you'll see where this is going to go. Here, let me do this real quick. So it's like that. Like that. And then there'll be this crazy top thing. Like that. All right. Let's start cutting stuff out so this makes more sense. One of the things Bill did was take all his good cutting knives with him. So I have this sad one that's not very sharp, but instead I'm going to use these goofy, kind of cool pen blades that Bill got a hold of. They definitely don't seem like they're used or supposed to be used for what I'm using them for. They have a cool, where is it? Cool little detached thing right on the top, but that's normally where I hold the thing. So like you can open it and then I go to work with it and then I accidentally close it. So I have to hold it up higher than normal. But the nice thing about them is they're brand new and they're super sharp. And there's a normal blade. And then they come with, like here's this adorable tiny one. So I don't stab myself. It's a little tiny curved blade. I found this has been useful for like scooping out little bits of foam. So the verdict is out if I like them or not, but they're called pen blades if you're curious to look them up. They seem like they'd be good to have on you for like traveling and stuff, but all right. How's the chat doing? Looks like they're lively. Yeah, feel free to chat away about whatever. Share your own cosplay pages, talk about upcoming stuff or any questions you have that you think the chat can answer. And I'm going to get to cutting stuff. All right. So when you work with black craft foam, it is good to have a silver Sharpie. Take my template. I'm going to pick the longest side so I don't have to cut it. I'll pick one of those. That's pretty wasteful. I'll do it up there. This is just normal 6mm craft foam from Joann Fabrics. They only sell it in sheets this big. But for these little pieces, it's perfect. It's a really good dense foam. It's not very squishy. I don't need the thick foam floor mats for these little pieces. All right. Beep. I drew on my template. Good job, me. I'm going to mark where these little bendy pieces are. I want to remember where those are. So they're right there. They match up with those two corners. Yeah, we actually, for the 6mm foam, we have a kind of a similar one in our shop right now that came in a big roll that was given to Bill. I think it's the equivalent of Plastizote. It does feel a little more unfinished. So here's the normal Joann Fabric craft foam. And then here is what I think is Plastizote. I'm not sure. I don't know. He just got a big roll of it, which is sweet. I'm going to use this for the bigger parts of my costume. You can kind of see it like has a different, like an unsealed texture to it. It seems almost a little more open cell, if that's right. I don't know. It's a teeny bit squishier, but I mean, I'll take it because I need to work with giant pieces. My thigh pieces are going to be huge. The shin pieces will be huge. You can see that. That is not the one I wanted, although I like looking at pictures of Bill and his awesome costumes. That one. There we go. Yeah, you can see that some of these pieces are pretty big, and it's just going to be awesome to not have to deal with the tiny sheets for that. Problem is, it seems like every country calls their foam different things. So it's hard to track down the kind of hardness. Like the L200 is a little squishier. So I think what I want is L400. But of course, in other countries, it's like, we're going to call it something else so that you buy it from us instead. Is Deej seriously in the chat? Aw. Deej, you have better things to do. You're supposed to be working. Thank you for tuning in to Vex Cosplay 101 or whatever this is. I hope you're also having a beer and enjoying yourself. And hello to any other Bungie friends out there watching. Actually, Will, do you want to show off your hammer? Will is going to show off his hammer. This is changing. Oh, what kind of stream is this now? Camera's right there.
Boom!
Yeah! Yeah.
I'm working out the shape of it right now.
Show that back up a little bit. Show the whole silhouette. The thing is huge. How many sheets of foam is that?
There's like 10.
Yeah. That's the Solar Titan hammer that's going to be in the upcoming Destiny content.
It's all foam, but I'm pretty sure I could give someone a concussion. just one whack of the head.
It's got some weight to it already. It's got good heft.
Yeah.
Take out some guys with it. Yeah. I'm excited.
Fun stuff.
Thank you for sharing. That's WM Armory for those who don't know, the person who lurks in Bill's shop. I feel like I have to keep an eye on the chat because now I don't trust all the people coming in. If you want to spam crazy things, just do it and I'll ban you. It's all right. We'll all survive. I don't think I have to worry about clean rating stuff. All right, seriously, I haven't even cut up my first piece yet. I'm gonna pay attention to the table for a little while. Okay, metal ruler. Make sure it's metal. If you ever, let's see, get one of these awesome plastic rulers, they're super handy for everything else except cutting with sharp knives. If you do that, you'll start to like cut into the blade and your husband will get really mad at you. So don't use this for your foam cutting. Nice metal roller and a really nice sharp blade. I'm going to use this guy. No, this guy. This one. Use. I have so many blades. It's like some kind of armory down here. I'm really surprised how many people are like for Destiny cosplayers. A lot of them are Iron Banner. It really shows where people are spending their time and what they're getting invested in is the Iron Banner armor. They're the kind of the gold looking ones with the white tree patterns. Plus they look awesome. All right. What was that, Will?
Dead Orbit.
Oh, he likes Will likes Dead Orbit because he probably likes the color scheme.
Because they're so metal.
They don't have color; they just have gray and black and white. Oh yeah, that cut really well. If you go to cut your foam and it does any kind of jaggedy stuff, just stop and get a sharp blade. It's not worth muscling through it. Like that is a nice clean edge there. No hesitation. Make sure you never cut into your thumb. Like you're holding it like this, cutting this way. That's no good. You don't have to put a lot of force into cutting this foam, so probably won't make it through your thumbnail, but let's not try. So this will be the front toe piece. And I'm going to use a foam cutting technique that I don't think we've talked about too much. I know Colin Cosplay has gotten into it. If you guys are interested in, whoops, actually lean into the metal. If you're interested in Pepakura at all, Colin Cosplay does a lot of really cool stuff with Pepakura design for foam armor. And he has some really fun cutting techniques. I'm going to try out one of them. See you later, developing cosplay. Go enjoy your lunch. Dead Orbit is the only way. I don't know. I'm a Vanguard person through and through. I don't PvP very much. Playing against real people is too hard. All right, so I have two little marks here to show me where my little edge pieces are. These guys. It's all nice and blown out. Anyway, I'm going to lightly cut, so about halfway through. And this will take practice. I was doing this yesterday and I cut all the way through. Those lines back, just like halfway through the foam. And okay, so now what I have is these little like hinge things. So this is the inside of the piece, these little hinge bits. I could, if I wanted that look, like you see there's like a little gap there. I don't know, for like a cool like robot seam thing, but what I want is a really soft edge. So what I want is it to bend this way, but the problem is there's foam in the way. So what we're going to do is an undercut. We're going to usually mark to make sure you're doing the same thing on both sides, but I just have this rule where if I'm doing an undercut, the valley I cut is on the inside. So what you're going to do is cut a wedge into your seam. So you start away from it and kind of like wedge cut all the way down, and don't go all the way through. You kind of just, if you want a really sharp angle like these, I really want to be almost like 90 degrees. You can take a couple passes at this. Since this is the inside, it doesn't have to look pretty. And these blades are so sharp, there's hardly any resistance. So I'm not going to cut into my hand. No, it's fine. You guys get to listen to the sweet, sweet sounds of Will's Dremel. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So what I'm basically doing is opening up a void that the foam can hinge into, and this will eventually be glued closed. This part's all jaggedy and weird, but that's all right. Okay. So let's see if this magically worked. So now there's kind of a gap there, and it can close. So if I glued that closed, I would then have this nice, yeah, that's showing up. This nice soft edge. Look at that. When I was playing around with this yesterday, I used super glue and it seemed to work just fine. If you have super glue accelerant, it works even better because then it glues instantly. I think I'm going to use Barge on these though. Here, let's clean this up a little bit. I don't think the pen blades auto sharpen. I have no idea what's going on in there. They were kind of giving it Bill to test out and see if he liked them. And I don't know, they're already feeling a little duller, so it's hard to tell. I just started using them yesterday, but foam dulls things like crazy. Like it hardly stands a chance. All right, this line isn't as pretty. Let's fix that. The way I hold this, I'm in danger of closing it every time. I don't know if it's the pen blade or me. It's not using this right. So if I was doing an angle that was not as extreme, I wouldn't be making such a giant wedge, but this one I do want it. Take out all the foam. Neat thing with this too is you can kind of have the opposite effect. If instead I fill this in with a bigger wedge of foam or just added a whole bunch of hot glue, you could have it bend the other way. Let's move this over. There we go. All right, so now we have this nice little soft bend, which will go on this. Yeah. Otherwise, if I was just using two pieces of foam and I just glued them together at that angle, it adds that extra, the width I don't want, because I already had it all measured all nice, and also there would be a seam there. So instead I just kind of create these little hinges that will look all nice. Dremel's other song of our people. It is true. It doesn't, I don't know. I could fall asleep to that noise. I feel like I need to cut these a little deeper. Oh, too deep, too deep. It's all good. All right. Like I'm holding that out of the camera range, but I had to like get up close and stare at it. All right. This is fun. I haven't gotten to craft very much in foam compared to Bill. So each costume I'm doing, I'm finding it's getting a little bit easier. I still make a whole bunch of mistakes, but getting in my shop hours. All right, cool. All right. I think I'm going to wait to hit that with Barge until I get a couple more pieces done and then brush them all on at once and put them outside. I'm like 5 feet away from the outdoors. Left the doors open in Seattle. It's super nice out right now. A little warm, but stuff dries really fast out there. All right, let's do one of these weird ones. All right. So this was my original template. It got a little bit mangled, so I just created a little silhouette. So this is going to be the left and right little spikety foot bits of these guys. So ones that go on the sides. So one of them I'm going to want to flip over, but I'll just make one, and whatever it ends up being, I'll make one that goes on the other side since they're not symmetrical. If I try and think about it now, I'll probably end up with two of the exact same ones. Let's see. Will this fit? Yes, it will. All right, silver Sharpie. I don't know if you can see, I poked a little hole right here for the silver Sharpie to go through. So I can mark where that corner is because I want these lines, these little fold lines back. Just picture the awesome Titan solar hammer that's being made over there with that Dremel. Lots of material has to be removed. All right. Okay. Use this guy. It's got some foam for a change of pace. I usually use one of those kind of like box cutter things with the break off blades, but Bill stole it. Even though it's his and he can do what he wants with it. Gibbs Mail, or yeah, Gibbs Mail. Hey there. They were trying out fast curing silicone for the first time. I have watched Bill use it before. I don't know if we have any of the pieces around here. No, all these are normal ones. Oh wait, oh yeah, there's one. This is some of the fast curing silicone. I forgot the number of it. It's from Smooth On, but it sets up in like 6 minutes. He backfilled it with a whole bunch of chunks of other silicone just to give it more room. This is like a little greebly piece that he molded. Yeah, you can't really degas it. It cures so fast. You just have to brush it on as fast as you can to make sure it doesn't get bubbles in it. Or degas it really, really quickly. I don't know, we don't need stuff to set up that quickly, so we just got a tiny trial size of it, and we're trying out like little medallions and stuff, but we always ended up with a bubble or two. Let's see, it goes that way. So yeah, super fast curing silicone, not a fan. Not sure if I need this little notch here, but I'll do it. It's kind of, I noticed my templates kind of ended up looking like Pepicora pieces on how they unwrap. That was sort of straight. Oh, my blade's getting a little dull. Starting to get the jaggedies. Okay. This guy. Yeah, very small things, small batches. I wouldn't like a Phoenix Revival. If you can get trial sizes, like you can get trial sizes of Smooth On stuff on Amazon. So if you get an Amazon gift card, try doing small stuff, just small things, one part molds. There's some good tutorials out there. It's not scary, just it can be an expensive mistake. So it makes it feel worse than other things you work with because the material is expensive, and you usually have to wait for your failure. It's not like apparent right away. So you'll like wake up in the middle of the night realizing you forgot mold release if you're doing a 2-part mold, and then it's always super devastating. All right, let's do our cutting halfway through the foam thing again and making our little undercut trenches. Good thing is, if one of these toe pieces doesn't really match, you won't be able to see more than one at once, so no one will notice. Also, they're on your feet. It's one of those things where I don't sweat the details on feet stuff because, especially since I'm going to have a glowy eye, no one will notice. I just want to make sure. I was about to cut into my foam, but then you'll end up with a little bit of overlap. This is going to be the underside, so it's not a big deal, but it's good practice to always start, cut away. That way you don't get your edges all mangled. All right. Yeah, look at that. I have a thing. All right, so I want this to bend, I think, inward on all sides, right? Where are you? No, you're no help. I think I want to bend this the opposite way. How did I do it right? I didn't do that at all. All right, I'm going to leave this one alone for now as I trench out my other stuff. Let's go. Yeah, even though I have a lot of stuff left to make for this costume, since I did a lot of planning beforehand and kind of know how it's all going to come together, I'm not stressing about it yet. And we got all the San Diego Comic-Con stuff done. That big space gun from District 9's out the door, being shown off this weekend. It's nice to have all that done. So really, my next big obligation is PAX and Dragon Con, besides all the commissions that are, I don't know if you can see them behind me. At least I take a drink. So we have the, there we go. District 9 gun, Bleach, Hollow Mask, and League of Legends sword is finally starting to get painted now that all this crazy San Diego stuff's done. So lots of projects. All right. Back to cutting trenches. That one cut a little deep. It's probably still good. I feel like it's the kind of thing where it'll just get easier with practice. Like most crafting things. Just never really done much of the undercuts before. Geez, I didn't cut that deep at all. There's a little thin. Still good. All right. Little squiggly bits. All right, so that'll glue shut there. Yeah, it looks like it'll be good. So it's got that kind of that offset angle. So that's the same thing where I'll just brush Barge into this trench, leave it open. 5 minutes later, I'll just close it up. And then this little bit gets kind of pinched together. That's my only actual seam. It's kind of on the back part though. I don't think I will really notice. All right, so that's one side done. And now we get to do the fun game of bless you. Making sure we do the other side and not the same one by accident. Don't worry, I'm just drinking a beer. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. It's Thursday, right? Meaning to forget these things. And it's all mangled. Don't worry, after this piece, we'll get to do something totally different. That involves foam and a template. Cutting into the foam. The current plan is to attach these feet with kind of like elastic bands that loop around the shoes. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'll get to that tonight. Just, I like the idea of elastic, so if someone does step on them and it gets tugged, it won't snap. Or like if it was a snap, it wouldn't pop out of its holster. Instead, it would stretch a little bit and hopefully hold its place. We have some really good, like, thick elastic we picked up at the craft store. Nice. It's hard to start an edge like that. Okay. This will be the back. The Dremel is singing. I hope you're all like have your own music playing in the background, unless you like the soundtrack of Dremels. What does this do? Oh, I forgot to mark that. That's what I did. I like how the mistakes I make are never like on the first try. It's always when I let my guard down. I just forgot to mark a spot that I'm cutting to. Yeah, like there. All right. For those who want to join, I just realized for those tuning in who probably don't know who this crazy person is, if you found us on YouTube and are wondering where the chat is, it's at punishprops.com/live. There's an IRC chat to join. We don't use the YouTube chat because it's super laggy and hard to pay attention to. And the great thing about the IRC chat is it's always there. So you can just, I don't know, hop in and chat with people whenever you want. So feel free to join that. And ask all sorts of cool crafting questions that I probably don't know the answer to, but someone in there will. I'm jealous you guys are on the chat being all chatty. I keep looking up at it and trying to catch up. I live a solitary life, a foam cutter. Yeah, it's kind of satisfying when it comes out in a bigger chunk like that. There, getting a little better at this. All right. Okay, so now I have 3 sides. I'm gonna put on a respirator and brush some barge on these guys and then just toss them outside for a couple minutes and work on the next thing. I like these respirators by 3M. They're very low profile. And they have a cool quick release. All right. Yeah, really, I'm usually in the chat getting a chat along with everyone. Normally, these big cans of Barge come with a brush in the top, but it broke off, so these little spare ones. Oh, it's getting old. Mmm. Since this is on the inside, I don't have to be super careful about getting any kind of over stuff. Bill just texted me and hopes the stream is going well. I think it is going just fine. Oh, it's everywhere. don't have a special local place to get Barge, I don't think. We just get ours on Amazon. Just order Barge. What was that?
McPherson's has it.
Oh, McPherson's. Oh, that's the leather store, right?
Any leather supplier.
Yeah, so I guess McPherson's Leathers has Barge, so leather suppliers like that might be good to buy it at. It's always expensive, but it lasts a really long time. So it's just one of those things that, as long as you take care of it, a jug like that jug I was using is super ancient. We've had it since like last year, unless you make a lot of foam armor. Thank you. Yeah, we sure make a lot of props. I haven't gotten to do a lot of the fabrication until this like past 4 months, so I'm learning lots. Learning what not to do is mainly what it is. Oh, Deej, you're already doing so much for us. I love the reference photos that have scale and dimensions on them. Like, I mean, you guys put that out even like before the game came out. So like realizing that the hunter knife is actually gigantic was huge. It was so helpful. Just more references are always good, but you've been putting out so many of them. I use the app a lot, the Destiny database app that lets you look at your character and rotate around it. It is kind of I don't think there's anything anyone can do about it, but the textures always look really flat when they're not in game. So if you're looking in the app, you don't really see the cool glowiness or the cool textures. So your characters don't look as cool as they could, but still, I mean, just to get the basic proportions is super helpful. I don't know, Will, is there anything else you want from Bungie, reference-wise?
The database is pretty friggin' sweet.
He says the database is friggin' sweet. So you guys are doing just fine. I love how that's becoming more of a trend for game companies to just be like, here's references. I know Blizzard just started doing it with Overwatch. There's a lot of really good references out there. And I think just being able to see the front, back, and side and scale measurements for weapons, it's really all we need. I mean, we worked with way less before. Like Andrew Cook, who does a lot of Halo stuff, when he started, he just got a close-up shot of a weapon on his TV and just put paper on his TV and like trace through the paper to kind of guess the size and everything. I know, I kind of feel spoiled now with all the stuff we can get. All right, see you later, Deej. Thanks for stopping in. He's such a nice guy. Yeah, I'm not super attached to any of the Overwatch characters yet because I only got to play the game a bit at BlizzCon last year, and I'm not feeling any of the cosplays, but I love the looks of them all. I just don't know if I'm going to make one this year. Let's see. I don't need these foot templates anymore. Nah. Because I totally cheated and already made one of them yesterday. All right, for those who are just tuning in, this is what I'm working on right now is these feet bits. That's a picture of Bill. What else do we have on here? Oh, I was looking at McMaster-Carr, different blade types. We have this one. It's been handy for doing like circle cuts. But we just got some of these chisel ones. I don't know where Bill put them. I want to steal one though. Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, that's what I meant to hit. Can the Barge contact cement also work with leather and different types of foam? I mean, the contact cement is mainly used for leather soling shoes, like putting rubber to leather. So it's kind of designed for that. We're just harvesting it for our needs. I haven't, I don't know, I most things eat styrofoam, so I'm guessing that Barge would too. Always do little sample tests before you go ruining your prop. All right, let's attach some stuff. Woo! Boop. Oh yeah. I love how I don't have to worry about most of these seams because they're all underneath. Like it's like, ah, thing, but then you look at the side and you're like, oh my gosh, it looks great. Except for this little guy. Like he's fine. Lets it kind of curl a little bit more. All right, so that's one side. Let's do the other side. One of the things I did like to do with our Skyrim costumes is I was on the PC version of Skyrim, I ripped the models out of the game and had them open in Maya, and the textures came with them, so that was nice. Because I know there's the Destiny STL viewer I've used before just to get the models, but the textures don't come with it, as far as I know. So that would be kind of nice, but it is so not necessary. Like back in my day, Bill had to make the Mass Effect Eagle from a side view that was very, very tiny, and he had to guess about the thickness and everything else. And I don't know. You just make it look awesome. It doesn't have to be super accurate. This one's side's being stupid. Whatever. Moving on. There we go. So we got those kind of pinched in together. So we get this guy. It's nice. I love that. Love that gradual seam because I didn't want a super sharp one. Let's do the middle one. After this, I'm going to hit them with a heat gun for a little bit because they're supposed to be a little curved. There we go. That's the front toe. That's pretty satisfying. Kind of want to bend the top of it a little bit. I know, who am I kidding? These things are going to get so mangled. They'll at least look pretty for 5 seconds until it's going to be me. It's not going to be like, oh, some stranger stepped on my feet. I'm just going to walk into stuff. Awesome. All right, these ones I'm going to leave like that for now. So, see they go like that. Yeah. Cool toe thing. I was trying this out yesterday, so I have 2 sets. This was not quite as nice. So I think I undercut a little too severely, so it's bowed out a little bit. That one may get redone. This way. You can already see how I'm going to have trouble not stepping on myself a little bit. Jeez. I have to... Sorry if that's a little loud. I'm right next to the mic. Like that. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. So I think the plan is to do an elastic band that goes all the way around the top of the shoe and down underneath. No one's going to see it, so I don't care if it goes on the bottom. And then the front one, there's this kind of thing that goes on top of it. So I can just, I don't know, do some kind of strappy system here. I think I'm going to replace the laces with elastic laces. You can just buy elastic lace stuff, or we have the kind of like the elastic that's used for hair ties. We just have like a spool of that. I might lace it up so I can just turn these into slip-ons, so I don't have to worry about the laces anymore. So that these will all just be tucked away, and it'll just have like slip-on shoes. Elastic laces are good for older people who have trouble getting their shoes on, or for cosplayers. Won't people think of the cosplayers? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I know game developers, especially these days where everyone has the ability to share their opinion with the world. It's really easy for developers to get bummed out by all the negative stuff that's easy to find, all the negative critiques. It's popular to only say negative things, not say the positive stuff. So I think when developers see cosplayers, it just makes them super stoked to see that people like their game enough to spend time to make a costume from it. Or even if they just like the art, like, hey, I haven't even gotten to play Overwatch yet, but I really like the art, so I want to make a character from this game. It's got to be very rewarding for them. So I am glad we can make them happy. I mean, that's like, I'm not sure what percentages, but like, I mean, everyone makes cosplays for different reasons, or wear cosplays for different reasons. I know for me, I like the making part, but I also really, really like making other people happy. I think in life I am a support class. So like right now I'm really happy helping Bill with his company. Even if it isn't exactly the career choice I wanted, because I'm helping him, it makes it the best thing ever. So picking cosplays that, like, since I'm doing a bad guy character in Destiny, I'll run into other Guardians and I'll make their day happy because they'll have someone to fight and we'll get to pose together in unique ways. And I love doing that kind of stuff. And having the developers be excited to see someone actually care about the poor Vex, because they haven't had too many costumes made yet. And they're super cool. I will make a Guardian costume though eventually. We'll see what the Taken King has in store for us armor-wise, and I'll probably make something from that. What's the cowboy walk issue? Cut the inner toes down. Oh, you mean like my word, I'm gonna be like mincing on my feet. It's gonna be tilted up a little bit. And there's also, I want to fill this with just some more scrap foam, so it won't dent too much. We'll see though. You'll see this next template piece will make it all make more sense. This one can go away. All right. So this one also started out as a piece of newspaper that I kind of just wrapped around my foot that was wearing a sneaker, just loosely, and then just sketched on it. And then eventually I move it to cardstock and make it all nice and symmetrical. Oh, bow-legged walking. Oh, I see what you mean, because my feet have to be apart. I think I'll be all right. We'll see, though. It's one of those things where in my head, I think my feet are going to be a little bit farther than hip width apart from each other, just because I'm going to be crouching anyway, and I want that balance. But once I put them on and walk around in the shop, we'll know for sure. Say it would be this one you'd want to crop in a little bit. Maybe I will snug that in a little bit more. As you'll notice with this guy, once this guy covers it, it completely transforms the look of the foot. It goes like this. So this is the illusion piece. So all of a sudden you take your sneaker, and now this will be like that coppery color, and these will be like darker, either their normal black color or gray. And you'll get that kind of like, oh, this is now something else look. So now this is the piece I have to cut out. And I actually tried one of these yesterday, and I only want, like this line is a mistake line, but there's these two slight curves. So I have, yeah, I have another piece I cut out so I can trace that curve when I'm cutting out the piece. But the piece I cut out yesterday, I did the undercuts at a 90-degree extreme, so it ended up all weird. I don't know where, oh, there it is. Yeah, this is the one I made yesterday. Since I did the undercuts as extreme as these pieces, I'm getting a lot of, like, see these like indent curves, like, whoop, whoop. I don't want it to do that. I want it to be super gradual. I want it to go this way, but then you notice it all. It kind of looks cool, but it's not what I'm going for. And also I cut this one a little weird. It was practice. This is that bigger foam. So anyway, I'm going to toss this in the scrap pile and make a better one. It's one of the great things about foam is being able to template quickly and just toss things away without feeling too bad. Here, I'll leave that guy there. Yeah, it's not gonna fit. All right, breaking out the other foam. Whoop. Yeah, for bigger pieces. Stuff, since it is kind of got more of an open texture to it, it's harder to see the Sharpie lines, but other than that, it's fine. I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna be wasting material. Oh, wait, this one's better. It's like a puzzle. Also have to make sure I didn't cut through any of this. Tends to happen with me. Yeah, see, look at that. There's already a cut there. Troublemaker. Past me is sabotaging current me. I have to remember when I do my undercuts to have them not be as extreme. Do a tiny wedge instead of a big wedge. Aw, the Dremel, I missed you. I missed you so. All right, is there anything I have to pay attention to? I guess I have my template there. These are kind of already marked. All right, I think I can remove this. Anyone have any weird questions or anything? Or cool questions? They don't have to be weird. It's just funny because I tend to just parrot what Bill says because most of the stuff I haven't tried before, or I've seen him try and either succeed or fail. We're all learning this together. Like, I hadn't even clayed up a mold before this whole District 9 rifle thing. I've seen Bill do it a bunch, but I've never had to do that on my own. The only mold I'd made before that was a brush-on mold for a mask. That was a one-part mold. So I've sure been learning a lot. Oh, hear that noise? This thing might be too dull. Yeah. The sound of catching. It's just a little bit. I'm gonna switch knives though. Bill took his sharpener with him too. Jerk. You'll find out probably eventually why he had to take tools with him. Ashes to Dust, welcome to the stream. Yep, it is Bill's wife, Britt. Bill is down in San Diego Comic-Con having a grand time. Oh, it's going to be tricky. If I cut this way, I'm going to cut into this piece. This way, I'm going to cut into that piece. Oh, well, I'm over it. Just kind of try and cut upwards. That almost worked. Yeah, that's not as hideous as it could have been. Man, what's a redundant sharpener? I'm so curious. Hey, Patches here. Welcome. I'm glad you can make it. Missed all the excitement of me cutting foam. But you're in luck. I'm going to cut more foam. Probably cutting off the camera. Yep. I think the camera might have moved a little bit. Or I'm just shuffling around. All right, let's save the curves for last. Like when I'm mad about there being a curve. So far it's been all straight pieces. Like, oh, I actually have to do a weird thing. Oh, doesn't sound like it's cutting well at all. There. Oh, an extra sharpener? Oh, yeah. Well, so the funny thing is Will has a sharpener, but I'm too lazy to go over there since I still have extra knives. I'm going to have to go through all of my knives before I care about sharpening. It takes way too much effort. All I have to do is complain about it and it appears. Thank you. All right. Let's see if we can fix this guy. Looks pretty good. I don't know, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it seems fine now. Thanks, Will. These things are sweet. And so instead of just going through knife blades a whole bunch, you just pick up one of these Kerr with a K, sharpeners on Amazon, and save you a lot of blades. All right. This guy's just getting goo all over it. I'll switch to this guy. All right. Yay, curves. Let's kind of try and keep it straight and move along the curve and hope for the best. It's totally the technical way to do it. All right, I've rescued a piece. When our drill bits get dull, we just get new ones. I assume you can sharpen the really nice ones. We just haven't gotten very nice ones. So we're still in the mindset, like, get kind of okay ones and then replace them if you dull them. You think you'd be able to sharpen drill bits, though? I don't know. Okay, where's my piece? All right, so this is going to be the back. Yep. So I need these 2 lines. Then I need this curved line. So 4 lines. I don't think I need the center one. All right, let's do this. We're going to do the partially cutting through the foam thing again after I draw on these guys. I like how my template doesn't quite fit anymore. Haha, I totally cut this straight. Not really. It's gonna be the coolest feet things ever. Come on, Silver Sharpie. Don't fail me now. Keep this up, I'm gonna have to go eat another beer. I'm not going anywhere though, so if you guys want to keep putting up with me, just continue to join us on this magical adventure. I got much crafting to do. All right, partial cut. I'm saying that out loud because I tend to forget. All right, that was super gentle. You think that with more practice, you make less mistakes, and really what it is the mistakes just follow your successes. They never go away. And you only see the final result. So, see, so we got some little hinge cut things there that'll eventually go this way. Let's see, this was the template, so I drew the line on that side, so I will be cutting on the inside of the line. If that makes any sense. Man, it turns out all I need is like a beer in me to get my hand to stop shaking. Usually I'm really shaky when I cut stuff. It's like when you be playing Counter-Strike in college. I would get to the right level of drunk where I was really good at the game. Everything was smooth and fluid. Also, no power tools allowed in this episode. There we go. Now I get to do the fun part where I chop into the foam. And now this time I have to make sure I don't want these to be 90 degrees. I want them to be like gentle slopes. So I just need to do a tiny wedge. So I'm almost cutting. I'm going to cut really close to where the line was instead of way out here at an angle. I'm going to cut straight down, but not too deep. Will not cut into my hand. Okay. That's right. I just keep like if I push too hard on this, the blade's gonna go away. It's a goofy thing. Oh, pen blade. I really like the different blades they come with though. Yeah, think this will be perfect. Kind of becoming addicted to these undercuts. That way I don't have to worry about seams. You can't see my hideous stuff. It's on the other side. Oh, there we go. After I get done with this piece, I'll show off some of the stuff we've been working on. Also, when I'm done with this piece, I can show you the head that I'm going to work on next. I'm going to set this down before I hurt myself. That's kind of all right. They're harder to rescue because it's a finer. Oh, as I say that, it was super easy to pull out. Yay! Just catch up on the chat. All the cool people are in there. If you guys just tune in, you can go to punishprops.com/live and get all the information for our IRC chat. If you have questions for me, you can just throw them in the IRC chat, or if you don't want to join the chat or are having trouble, I know some people have trouble, they get booted and stuff. You can ask me questions in the Google Hangout Q&A app. I may answer them. Oh, that's a little extreme. Extreme angle. That's a little better. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. It seems to be, I wasn't sure if I would be able to answer questions and keep working, but this like repetitive cutting stuff is making it possible. Also, the people in the chat are super smart and have lots of experience with all sorts of fun costuming things. Yeah, if I end up with weird jaggedy bits, the barge will just cement it all back together, so it'll be fine. It's my mantra. I hope I can show off Bill's 4th video for his District 9 rifle soon. Just waiting on Tested to put up their article where he did a build write-up. I'm super, super proud of the work he did on that. And I got to help. It was a lot of fun. This next part I'm going to show you on the costume will give away that it's going to be a Vex. The headpiece is kind of like that iconic look. Try to do it a little differently. Cut that all in one piece. It didn't really work out. It's one of the nice things working with foam is since there's like no resistance, if you have a sharp blade and you're working with this density of foam, that you're not really in danger of cutting yourself because there's no real pressure. If I do poke it through, it's just I'm gonna feel it, but it's not gonna break the skin. It's when you're working with like a chisel and wood and you're putting a lot of pressure on it, that's how you injure yourself pretty badly. That seems to be a common injury around prop makers is chisels. Be free. Everything's cool. Just messing up on the very last bit. Actually, I don't know if you like, for as far as the UK goes, I know very little about it. I still haven't been there before, but if you check out Sorenzo Props, he's been doing meetups, and I know he works in kind of a makerspace, but I also think he's in Scotland. So it's one of those things where you do just kind of have to ask around. I know we're getting more maker spaces in the US. There was a Kickstarter for one in the Washington, D.C. area, which was successful. That's awesome. The Kickstarter video was pretty adorable. It showed someone like setting a heat gun on their carpet in their apartment. It had a little fake fire and like showing all the horrible things that can happen when you are working out of a tiny apartment. So maker spaces are pretty awesome. We have a couple out in Seattle. All right, that looks like it's gonna work. And my little trenches. So I'm going to hit these with Barge, brush them in there, put this outside, and then we'll move on to the next thing. I don't feel like making another one of these right now. Let's do something else fun and exciting. Yeah. Good enough. I guess I should brush off some of that. Okay. Put this outside. Red Jack, you want to work on Warframe? Warframe. Why does that sound familiar? Is that what Danquish does? Let me investigate this. It's hard to keep track of all these war something names. I might be thinking of something else. Oh, Ben. I think, or he was just talking about how he likes Warframe. Might have been that. His post is all about San Diego Comic-Con, though. This could take some time. What was he talking about? Yeah, he was. Let's see. How do I open this? Web browser. All right. Yeah, that was Phoenix Revival. It was Studio Cosplay. I know Bill was on the Kickstarter level for some of his ebooks to help out with them because it was all nonprofit stuff. So it was great to help them out. Yeah, so for those who don't know Danquish, he's awesome. He's also a 3D modeler. He currently works at 343 and does cool Halo stuff. And so he does a lot of like old concept stuff. But now that he does his own costumes and has a 3D printer, he can just model his own stuff and print it out. So this was an old post of his talking about Warframe. Good job, me, in remembering stuff. All right, let's go back. Yeah, I now remember what Warframe is. Yeah, the whole sculpting an entire thing on a mannequin. Was that? Man, I have to look up someone else. I meet so many people at Dragon Con and then forget their names. Who was the guy who did the awesome Evil Effects? Evil Effects props and armor that did the, was it Diadact? Yeah, okay. All right, speaking of making an entire costume that you sculpt on a thing, let me scroll back through his history. Oh, Jesus. And there's a picture of a cat. All right, so his Facebook name is Evil Effects Props and Armor, and he did that exact thing. Like, these are, I think these are the casts. Yeah. So he, and this took him like 2 years to do. And those are his little jacket molds. And I'm going back in time so you can see the molding process of that. So yeah, he sculpted up all these pieces for his Halo 4 Daga costume. It lit up. It looked incredible. He wore it at Dragon Con, was it 2 years ago? But he couldn't really move in it because it was all like really hard material stuff. So he could just pose for a little bit and then had to get out of it because it was so uncomfortable, but it looked incredible. I'll skip back to the completed stuff. Yeah, that's Volpin Props' Needler that he got to borrow for photo shoot. But yeah, like sculpting and casting an entire suit, I mean, that's the kind of thing that a team of people is supposed to do that works for a company, like a full studio. Like doing it by yourself, that's a very long process. And you can't do everything. You know, you can't also make it comfortable or also make it durable because you're too busy just trying to make it. So that is a very tall order. So yeah, definitely follow his stuff. Since then he's done I know he's done a Destiny auto rifle and some other cool stuff, but yeah, his build was just insane. It was awesome getting to see in person though, all the glowy bits. All right. Break time. By break time, I mean I want to show you some of the other stuff we've been doing. So this guy started out as a Pepakura model that I designed in Maya. He's from, he's the main character in Bleach, Ichigo. He gets this crazy hollow mask with horns on it. This is still really rough. I only primed it just so I could find all the places I have to fill. This has a lot of sanding left to do, especially around the teeth and the eyes. There's this piece. You can see the inside's all been fiberglass. This is this way. There we go. Awesome. So this will be cast in probably just a brush-on mold with a jacket, and then the jaw will be separate because it's going to hinge. So yeah, let's do this. One of my cameras is flipped, so I feel like I'm doing everything backwards. Yeah, so it goes like that. This crazy jaw. And the teeth do line up. They're just a little mangled right now, so I just have to fix them up. But yeah. This crazy, crazy mess. And they have horns. I was doing some filling on the horns because, of course, I messed up on them, but these just loosely fit right now. They'll fit better later. But yeah, they go like that. It's crazy long horns. So these will be cast separate too. Yeah, 2-part mold. Might do a matrix mold for this just to keep it light because we want to slush cast it. These are all done in Peppercora. I haven't used epoxy sculpt on this guy yet. I've just been doing Bondo. Lots and lots of Bondo. Just to fill in it was kind of a little low poly from the model I created. So like you can kind of still see it's not, there's some little bumpy parts here. And that's just a long process. It's not that much time. I just really don't like sanding. So I've just been doing a little every day. And the helmet's a little big on me because I have a super tiny head, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. Yeah. I designed it to match up with my with human eye things because, you know, anime characters get to cheat and see out of things they can't see out of. It was like that. With the awesome jaw thing. And his face is crazy long, so the jaw hangs way down over your face. So we'll, I don't know, fill this with foam or something so it can hinge easier. I can see. The plan to mount the horns, I think we're going to do the same system we did for our Skyrim helmets. Or for the tall horn helmet, the curly horn ones were permanent, but the tall horn ones for shipping, they have these T-nuts embedded into the flat part. So this will be like filled in, and a T-nut will be in there, and a bolt will be attached. There'll be a hole in this little piece there that a bolt goes through, and the bolt will screw into the T-nut. So that way it won't accidentally fall off or anything. And that worked really well for the Skyrim helmet. This fitting I'm going to make much snugger and nicer. The Skyrim one, that was never cast. It was all raw Bondo and fiberglass, so it's a little loose. But I mean, it still survived. So I think we'll use that system again. Thank you. I don't think it'll make it to DragonCon. It's a commission. I would like to make a couple of them though, since we're making a mold, but the number of things that need to be done before DragonCon is very high right now. So costumes for me, I think I'm just gonna have my Vex. I already have my She-Ra costume. We might do some silly casual costume, and that'll be it for me. It would be fun to have that helmet though. We'll see. Also, luggage space is at a premium. We'll see what fits. Yeah, I'm also worried I'm going to spike people with the horns. The whole thing kind of sits down, though. Like, I was holding up to my eyes, but the character always kind of looks down, so the horns are pointed down a little bit more. So they're not like the super, super wide horns that are good for stabbing crowds. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to work on, because I have tons of time. Feeling good. Let's see, we're looking at that cool guy, pictures. Awesome. Whoops. No, I don't want to move that. There we go. I'm totally professional at this. Okay. So I started templating out the headpiece. I made a really rough 3D kind of shell in Maya, and then peppercored that. My original plan was in Maya. If you watch the previous video, I was trying to get all these polygons right in the program, so that made peppercore easier. What I ended up doing was just making a really simple mesh and doing the peppercore, and then after it was printed out, I drew on it, and that was way faster. And I'll show you those pieces I did. Yeah, combustible props wonders if Bill and I do props full time. Yes, it's not how we make our living. What really is helping us both be able to do this is all the information we provide. So YouTube videos, ebooks are great. Our Patreon that we have for our live streams, those are all great. And then we occasionally do commissions, but really all of that is kind of, it's like having a bunch of things that all add up a lot. So it's not just, we don't just live off producing resin kits or doing commissions for people. We do all this other stuff. And yeah, She-Ra, you guys haven't seen my She-Ra costume? Let me bring it up. I have a couple pictures. I'm modifying it for Nerdtacular at the end of the month, so I got to get that done. I'll show you. Beep. I get to remember where I put it. Yeah. The main thing I'm going to change is I got to do some chainmail. I'm going to add chainmail here. I already got the chainmail all woven. I just have to attach it because this whole area is really flat. But that was a really fun build. I used a lot of thin craft foam and got to do a lot of cool details. And do like a fun, more detailed version. That was what was it, 3mm craft foam. It comes in slightly larger sheets than the 6mm, and it's great. So it's kind of like the same thickness as leather, like burly leather. So we got to use a laser cutter on it. I drew up a vector, did some templating. So yeah, just check out that build if you're interested in any of that stuff. I learned a whole bunch playing around with it. First time using Plastidip. Where is it? Yeah, good times. Anyway, hello, Craft Access. It is evening here, but good morning to you if you are on the other side of the world. All right. Anyway, working on a Vex, so got to concentrate. I say that, but I'm the one distracting all of us. Okay, so head thing. I have, let's switch back over. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, okay, so this is kind of the simple mesh I made and unwrapped in Peppercora. All right, let's line up with this guy. Horribly blown out. This one will probably be easier. Yeah, so it's you can see this is the back side of it. It's too bright. There we go. There's all the little fold lines. So this is half the head. I had two versions of this, and one side I drew on, and the other one I just left. I didn't need it, but it was all to see if it was the right size. And then I ended up with like this piece. It's fun trying to put them back together. These are all the templates I ended up with. This was all done out of cardstock. This goes like that. Oh, right, because it ends up backwards. Let's put together a puzzle. These are all named in very appropriate ways. I think this one here. There. No. Where do you go? Here. Flappy flap. Oh, the flappy flap goes down there, obviously. There we go. So these are all the template pieces I ended up with. And so just, I know I have trouble crafting curved shapes in the normal space. So doing it in 3D was huge on having me get this kind of curved shape and turning it into this. So that's something I like to do. And these were transferred over to paper since they're all like rough and weird. And then I traced those onto foam. I'll show you the foam bits I made. Left. Yeah. So this is the middle piece. I already put the flappy flaps on it. There are some more detail that I have to add. This is the back. These are my eye holes. If you notice on this picture, the eyes are right here. So this Vex eye is down by my chin. So I have this little area up here to line up with my eyes. Wait, let's do this. So like that. I can actually see pretty well. That's pretty ridiculous. So that the eyes go down here. They don't really have a neck, so this makes it convenient. All right. So I have to ship this in a crate. So I wanted to make it come apart because this thing's pretty big. So I did these little 6mm craft foam overlaps. And I've started putting these little square rare earth magnets, the neodymium ones, to attach these pieces together. They're going to remain 4 pieces. I haven't done the magnets on this one yet, so I'll show you how to do the whole magnet process. But the great thing is, it looks like I'm going to end up with some seams, but I think it'll look pretty cool because it's supposed to be a robot with seams. Like I'll show you one of the reference. I think I have a close-up head reference where I'm like zooming in with a sniper rifle. There it is. Whoop. This one's at a little bit of an angle, but you can, how is that? Oh, picture. There we go. Yeah, there's some big gaps and seams. So if they don't end up super flush, then I think it'll look great as long as they're kind of even, and cut them open a little bit if they're not as even. So we have this guy, some overlapping craft foam, attach magnets to. Magnets there. There we go. So the foam is so light, and as long as you have a kind of a support structure, the magnets really do want to hold. I can always add more. But right now I have to really karate chop it to get it off. And at that point, I don't mind if it falls apart because that means I ran into the ceiling or something. And it's better to have that come off than to have the whole thing break or tear. So let's see, I think I did this side. Yeah, this one's a little more problematic. Yeah, that one didn't turn out quite as well. There's supposed to be a gap here in then there's actually I need to cut that so it's a bigger gap. But yeah, so that's all attached. It goes like that. Looking good. Feels so pretty. All right, so now we have to do the same thing to the other side. Yeah, this one it feels like I only put one magnet on it. I definitely want to add, I think, a magnet here because it feels like there's some wrenching going on. There's a magnet attaching these 2 pieces. And they just don't attach like all snappy and nice. You have to kind of wiggle them to make them look good. So I think what I need to do is add an overhang up here And so it will kind of like snap into place. But I mean, that's pretty good. It's looking good. Yeah, these magnets don't mess around. Like, oh. I say that as it gets caught on something. These are from our local hobby store. These like these little flat square magnets. And you can get round ones, you can get bigger ones. I tried to order some online because they're a little bit cheaper. They never arrived, and I had to get my order refunded through Amazon. And all I can picture is like the order somehow like got magneted to the side of a plane somewhere and just never made it. So I've been buying them locally because I know I can get them. But yeah, you have to be careful when you put them together from far away. They can break if you just like drop them on each other. I haven't done it personally, but they said they're you can hear it. They're stupid strong. These little guys. I used similar ones to this on my Onyxia helmet, and it held up really well. I mean, you do always want to have some kind of brace. Otherwise, the friction will just make the magnet slide off like on a refrigerator. So just having this little lip here, and the weight will be, like since this is up the upside, it will be pushing down on it, so it should be good. We'll see when it all gets together. Yeah, and quick assembly. The things I don't like about Velcro are it adds thickness. It's kind of similar to hot glue. It adds material, and I didn't want to add material to that. The magnets, I was able to just cut little trenches and just jam them in there, and they're flush. And the Velcro can peel. If you get like adhesive Velcro, depending on the temperature, it can peel right off. And I'll show you the magnet process and why they don't tear out of their spot. They want to stay there. It helps that the foam has a little bit of flex too. All right, let's do this side. I'll show you the process. So I think I wanted... I'm going to put a magnet right here. And the first side of the magnet's the easy side because it doesn't matter if you get it backwards or not or whatever. It's the next one you have to match. So I kind of want it about right there. Now we have to rescue a magnet without having it stick to something. Okay, yeah. All right, so I kind of place where I want the magnet to be, and then I push into the foam. Make sure I have my knife ready. Well, it'll leave a little indent behind when you push it into the foam because it has edges on it. But the impression will go away, so make sure you have your knife ready or a pen or whatever to draw it. All right, and then you're going to want to cut a slightly smaller silhouette since the foam stretches. You want it to be all nice and snug in there. Then just cut straight down like the thickness of the magnet. And then you kind of just carve away at an angle. It certainly doesn't have to be pretty. Just trying to carve a foam-sized magnet out of the magnet hole. Yeah, there we go. I played bass for magnet hole. Okay, so I'm going to do a test fit. Make sure my little thing is big enough. Yeah, that seems good. It looks like it's going to be nice and flush. Could be a teeny bit deeper even, and it would be fine because they're so strong they want to pull into each other. All right, so now you, for this one, it doesn't really matter which side you pick. Just pick a side and you want to sand it with some rough, like this is 100 grit sandpaper. You want to scuff up the surface. I'm going to use super glue, and it gives it a much better bond if it has a rough surface texture. And you also want to sand the sides of the magnet since it's going into that indent. Oh, Combustible Prop says they put battery packs in their helmet, realized couldn't put their head in it afterwards. Velcroed them in there. I think I'm gonna have that problem with the Bleach helmet. Like I said, it was like it is big. Like on me, it's a little big. It fits really well on a normal head, but the problem is the way the jaw shape is. I have to make the jaw detachable, I think, to get it on comfortably, get it on a human head. Because like anime stuff, they sometimes make it so like there's, I don't know, they cheat. They're a bunch of cheaters. Like video game characters. It's like, how'd they get that helmet on their head? So with the jaw attached, I'm pretty sure even my little head can't fit into that Bleach helmet. So I'll have to, I mean, the jaw is going to hinge anyway, so maybe I'll add more magnets. Have it hinge on magnets. I don't know. It'll be fun. I'll worry about that later. All right. That's pretty good. And leave the other side shiny so you don't mix up things. Use Bill's super glue. It's the good old CA, the cyanoacrylate. Acrylate? Wow. It's the Insecure super glue. Where's my hole? What am I looking at? There it is. All right. Oh, it's good to have a paper towel nearby, because what you're going to do is just kind of like run the glue on the inside, get it all on the edges. You're going to set this down, and some glue is going to ooze out. And you don't just put a paper towel on it, you twist it. I learned this from doing a lot of Pepakura work with super glue. If you set two things together, you're going to get stuck to it, but if you just keep twisting it, it can't adhere, and you'll get all the glue off of it. There. And now that's on there forever. Magnets with countersunk screw holes. Oh, there's this world I know nothing about. I'm so excited. All this. Oh, right. I'm working on this side. Okay, so now this is the trickier one. What I'm going to do is put pressure on the back of where the magnet is, and then put pressure on this side, and it should leave an indent. It should leave an indent right here. And that one will be super faint, so I'm going to grab a marker. And hopefully I can see where it lines up. I know you can use like put a little paint on the magnet and like smush it down. But this, for me, this works fine with foam. All right. Get that all nice and snug. And press it down. Hopefully you'll leave a mark on the other side. Oh yeah, that worked better than my last one. Doop, 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 doop. Cool. I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to cut out a little magnet-sized trench. And I'm really surprised how well these magnets want to stay in here. This one is like not quite flush, and I kind of want to tear out and start over again. I can't get it out. It's in there forever. I could remake this piece, but it's like, it's fine. That'll look good. Could be battle damage. There's a little lump there, but don't stab yourself. Gosh, I hope that Warcraft trailer's out. I can actually see them putting it out tomorrow. I'm so excited for that movie. When I was at BlizzCon, they showed us some footage. It was like kind of like little bits of trailers, and then like just some like concept footage of how good the characters are going to look, because it's a mix of like live action and CG, and it just blew me away. I used to be a World of Warcraft player, so it hits me hard, hits me straight in the feels. They showed one shot of here. I have to do hand gestures because So for those who don't know, the Warcraft movie is going to feature the world of Warcraft back when the orcs and humans fought each other. So back in the simpler times, they have these really cool like main characters both sides. So if you played Horde or Alliance, you're kind of attached to it. And some of the footage we got to see was like this really wide shot of a camera panning up into the landscape of Stormwind, which was one of the Alliance side's castles. And the entire audience just like, there was just like this intake of breath of like, I can't believe it looked real. Like it looked like a real place. Like this old, like 10-year-old game. The models were probably created 12 years ago. And just seeing that in like a real space, it's, I'm just so excited. And the armor looks cool and all the characters look cool and I want to make everything from it. So that's all at San Diego Comic-Con right now. Yeah. What I saw of the CG was the orcs were completely CG and they looked incredible. Like, I mean, you think about like the movie Avatar, it came out a couple years ago, and like what they've learned since then, and it looks so good. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they only showed me the good bits because that was last November. The movie doesn't come out until this next spring. So I keep telling myself, like, it's after Star Wars. Get excited about Star Wars. Star Wars is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And then after Star Wars, I'll get excited about the Warcraft movie. But I still want to see the trailer. Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be... Oh. Yeah, Fallout 4. That's something I learned from when I worked at Bungie. I saw how fast the Destiny collector's editions went. It was like a day. They were gone on Amazon. So right when the Fallout collector's edition came out, I was like, Bill, get it now. Like, I know you want to like get one of those Pip-Boys and repaint it. I was like, get it right now. And then right after he got it, they all were sold out. And it was faster than I was going to guess they were going to sell out. Because they look good. Like the kits look good. They look like they need a paint job, but the actual model, it looks like it's straight from the game. So it'll be fun to repaint one of those and wear it on the couch while you play Fallout. Just kind of ridiculous. But I also kind of want to do it. Yeah, the orc statue of the main character. And I think he's even wielding Thrall's hammer, or a version of it. I know, I just saw a tiny picture of them unveiling it. Some of it's out there. I mean, it's all at their booth. The Weta did Weta Workshop did the effect, or all the costumes and stuff on that. All right, so this fits. Now we play the game of don't put your magnet in backwards, which I've learned the hard way in the past. I'm okay at doing it now. Okay. So you have your magnet and you have your other magnet that wants to attach to it. So this is the side. The side facing up is the side going into the other material. So this is the side I want sanded. So even before I remove it, I'm going to sand it so that I don't like flip it over in my hand. Just sand it a little bit so I know. Okay. Ugh. Now I will sand a magnet. It'll be very exciting. Yeah, the Fallout Collector's Editions, the way those usually work is those sell out really, really fast, and then some more of them become available later, so the hype comes back again. So you usually have to go to a local game store to find availability. So like GameStop or whatever. So like, or like very briefly, some new inventory will come up on Amazon, but it'll go away like immediately. So you usually have to go local, like reserve a copy somewhere if you want the collector's versions. I mean, that was a great version. They couldn't have come out with a better one. Also, Fallout Shelter is adorable. Just sanding a magnet, like you do. Partially sanding my fingernails while doing it. Okay. So this goes in here. I like how I love reveals. Like, I think My favorite part of movies is the trailers, always. Like, I just love getting that kind of hype excitement. So E3 and San Diego Comic-Con are both great for that, great reveal station. So I just get so excited looking at all the stuff that's coming out. Some stuff I probably like, some games I won't even play or movies I won't see, but I just like seeing the reveals. There we go. That is now in there. Now let's see if we did it right. Yep, there we go. Cool. So this top piece, I put one on this side, so I'll probably do the same over here. Yeah, because otherwise there's a gap there, so I want those to snap together. I probably should, instead of doing the side one, just add another lip. These side ones don't work very well. Let's attach this guy. It's just, they like to kind of become offset a little bit. But now I know. All right, let's see how this looks. All right, I have to get down low since I work in a shop for midgets. Beep. Yeah, it looks good. It looks like a good size. The shoulders are going to come out to here. The head will be down here. I like it. Yeah, I used to thought it was a Pip-Boy too, like PIT, before I checked out Fallout 3, because I hadn't played the Fallouts before that. The things you learn. It's like reading a book and then hearing that name pronounced for the first time, and you're like, oh, I've been saying that wrong in my head. Oh, well. Yeah, the only bummer about Fallout Shelter is it seems to, it's a local save, so your save can get into a state that it's broken, so you can't load your vault anymore. And there's nothing you can do about it because there's no cloud save, there's no backup save. So like one of Bill's vaults, of course, the one that was doing the best, he can't load anymore because it crashes instantly. That seems to be a common issue. So hopefully by the time it comes out for Android, they get that fixed. So you don't have to go through the heartbreak of losing your vault. How will I fix that to my head? That's a good question. Here, I'll show you my model. I think I have a, there. Okay. You can kind of see in this, this view. So this is the piece I just did. It comes down to my eyes. And then this is all going to be attached to it. So this is all going to be under the head bit. I'm going to have a strap going across my head and probably one going down here, kind of like a respirator would, so that the whole thing can't slide forward. Be all like elastic, so it will slide over my head. And it's still really light weight, but I know once I add this, there will be some kind of electronics in here that the weight will want to pull forward. So I have to make sure that I do have like a strap down here so that it won't be able to fall off my head. So straps that will maybe be on some kind of helmet. The back's going to be exposed here. Let me yeah, there we go. Not that you ever see it because the Vex always try and face you and attack you, but I did get some pictures of the back of their head. So like my head's going to be right here. So there's like this like bit here. So I might make like a kind of a head cover that's the same color as the rest of the Vex. I don't want to make it out of foam though. I want it to breathe. So I might just do some like cloth or something. We'll see. I'm going to be wearing a full black bodysuit that covers my head too. I'll probably make eye holes in it just to make it easier. Yeah, I can actually see out of it really well. Let me show you. Take these guys off. It's just too big for my workspace. So I just dremelled out some holes where my eyes will be. I kind of just like held it up, like marked where I needed them to be, and they match under this kind of shape. And when there's black back there, you really can't see the holes. And I mean, that's fine. My eyes are right up against that because there's not much room. Like this whole thing should be lower on the body of the Vex, but I'll go back to the other picture. Too many references. That's not true. You can never have enough references. Whoop. So this top of the head is right up against this shell, so the eyes are right there. So it's pretty good. I've had worse. I'm still wearing my glasses. I'll be wearing contacts, but I can still see. I just don't have feet vision, so I'll have to be doing the look at the ground when I move thing. But that's fine. Like once I put this head on, I don't expect to be able to move very far anyway. I don't want to because I'll be wearing my feet and I'll have the head thing on, and then people will be freaking out and excited to see a Vex. So when I'm moving, I'll probably take the feet covers off and take the head off, and then I'll be fine. And then when I want to set up shop and hang out somewhere, I'll put it on. But oh jeez, as I take Bill's shop down with me. Yeah, it's pretty good. I can see out to my sides pretty well. I just have a blind spot in the middle and I can't see down. I don't know. I've had a visor that fogged up in the past, and I've had our first version of our Skyrim costumes were near impossible to see out of. So this is like, oh, I could see. It's amazing. And the great thing is there will be a light right here too, so I don't need to add any kind of coverings to those eye slits, because with a light, your eyes won't be able to see through the dark slits into my eyes. So if there's any white in my eyes, the only way you'll see it is if there's like a flash camera and see it later. You might be able to see my eyes like up close, but it's like, I don't care. In person, you won't be able to see where my eyes are coming from. And then I could add mesh coverings, but I don't want to obstruct my vision anymore. Zeratul can't see the stream. It's still going. I should probably end it soon though, because otherwise I'm just going to make the other foot bit and add some more magnets. So it's like, kind of want to break and kick the children. They're pretty good about getting out of the way. Usually the thing that I get in trouble with is myself. I'll run into things. So I just try and move really slowly. Children are pretty good. I think the ones that are raised at conventions too are good with the crowds. They're used to getting out of the way. And if you're in costume, people usually respect that and try and get away from you, as long as you're not a jerk and running into them. I've seen that occasionally. So as a cosplayer, you have the responsibility of managing your space. And if you're wearing a costume that's too big to fit in an area where you have to shove people out of the way, you shouldn't go in that area in that costume. That's just how it is. Yep. Yeah, and the handlers. If you do have a giant like Warhammer costume, you should have a handler. Usually a significant other or a friend who you will pay back in drinks later. That is not in costume or is in a very simple costume, and it helps you get around the convention. Otherwise, you'll just have to set up shop and stand there and not be able to move. Because if you can't see, like the poor Warhammer guys, they can't even move their arms very well. And they're on stilts. I haven't done anything that crazy. Yeah. I find that I love seeing those kind of costumes, but I don't want to be in them. I think this Vex costume is about the limit of the complicated uncomfortableness I want to ever do again. So I'm wearing sneakers. So it's like, woo, sneakers. And I can see pretty well. And those are kind of costumes I want to do in the future. I don't want to become a statue, but I do like seeing those costumes. More power to you if you're working on a Warhammer set of armor. Yeah, the habit trail routes in between the so if you haven't been to Dragon Con, there's 3 hotels and they're all air conditioned, and there are these little habit trail walkways on like the 2nd floor that go between them that are also air conditioned, so you never have to go outside. Problem is, everyone at Dragon Con wants to use those spaces, so as a cosplayer in the middle of the day, it can be really hard to get through those areas. But I don't know, that's the kind of convention where everyone just agrees that there's no room and they all just deal with it. So it's fine if you try and mush your way through. There might be some costume damage at that point. All right. Well, so on this stream, we made feet bits. Oh, if you missed the beginning, I'll show them off again. I just hold them up. Well, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to switch to the other cam. So here are the feet bits we made. Where's the cover? Made a cover. Where'd it go? I forgot to glue it together. So this is one that's been sitting outside. It's still tacky, so we're still good. The nice thing about Barge is its working time is pretty good. Why didn't you guys remind me about my foot cover? My gosh. We all forgot about it. We're too excited about the Vex head bit. Oh, this is much better than the last one I made. Yay. Okay. This is the bit that's been sitting outside with Barge drying on it, and now the seams. Oh, it looks so good. It's undercuts, man. Make everything look so clean. You just can't get really sharp edges with them, but this is exactly what I wanted for this part. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so we have the foot bit, and this goes on top of it. Of course, now that's all a dark color, it's really hard to see. Goes like that. So this part will be copper, like the coppery Vex color. And this, I think the sneakers will just probably, most of it will be left exposed. I'll probably put some kind of covering on it so it doesn't say like, I have a sneaker on the back. But other than that, that is a foot thing. Oh, the undercut things were the little trenches I was making earlier. Did you miss those? I think I have a piece in the trash. Yeah. So it's where on the back side of the foam you cut a line halfway through, and then you cut a V shape on one of the sides all the way down, and then you peel out that little wedge you made, and you glue that together. So you have a hinge, and then you glue it together, and then on the other side, you end up with a nice gradual curve instead of a really sharp line. Just like on this, these little gradually curves. Oh, Gary's here. Hi. I love how you hopped in just for the Space Marine stuff. All right, I have to show off Gary's things. Currently, he's working on Destiny stuff that looks incredible. But before that, when I met him, he had his crazy armor. Is it Warhammer War Machines? I don't know. I don't know what it is. It looks awesome though. I'll show you a picture. It's just show you the cover photo. So if you don't follow Gary, follow Gary Sterling Studios. His work is awesome. It's so good. So he's been doing Destiny stuff. That looks great. Made his Warlock helmets. Let's go back in time. Oh, Dragon Con. I forgot he made a hunter knife. That thing looks awesome. He cast his. We cheaped out and made ours out of foam. Yeah, so that's the kind of costume that you really need a handler for. It looks so good, though. Oh, Gary, you're crazy. Here, hold my baby. I get that sometimes. It's good stuff. Yeah. That thing's huge. It's ridiculous. He was definitely on stilts for that, and I know he had a stilt malfunction at first. It's the kind of learning experience costumes. Can't wait to shoot you at Dragon Con. Thanks. Aw, can't wait to shoot you too. Yeah, now let's all just look at cosplay pictures together. That's what we should do now. Yeah, oh, this is looking so good. All right, anyway. So we have our foot thing that we made. Very, very cool. Will all be attached eventually. I think that's a pretty good size. I'll make the shin. I have a template for the shin, but I kind of had to wait for this part to be done to see what was going to overlap. I think I made these a little bit longer than they needed to be, so I can cut them afterwards. So I'll probably do all that tomorrow. And then we put some of this guy together. Oh, it goes this way. Yeah. Feels really good getting this piece out of the way. Just doing templates saves so much time in the long run. You can see all the seams I had before. Yup. Yeah, that's one of the benefits about being a bad guy from a franchise. You get to be the thing that gets shot or beat up in the pictures. So when we say, can't wait to shoot you, it's like, we're going to fight each other. All right. Well, I have had a blast. It was super fun hanging out with you guys. I hope you had fun as well and maybe learned something or learned what not to do. Some of my earlier pieces that I had made before did not turn out so well. But yeah, I would like to do this again in the near future. We've been having more time for our live streams thanks to our awesome Patreon support. Show you that. Yeah. One of the things I want to do is get a third camera. Right now I have a camera pointed down at the table and one pointed at me. I want to get a designated camera for the power tools that we're using so we don't have to keep switching cameras back and forth. And thanks to your guys' Patreon support, all our live streams are getting more equipment like that, which is awesome. And it lets us do more live streams. I think our next goal is to do weekly shows. So if we can reach that goal, then we can do just stream a lot more in the shop. Right now, we're just doing it when we have time. So like around Dragon Con, we won't be able to do it very much. We did reach the monthly shows from the shop, so we'll definitely be doing these long live streams at least once a month. But we'll try and do them more as we can. So thank you for your support. I can't wait to see all the cool stuff Bill learns at San Diego Comic-Con and all the neat costume pictures. They'll probably be posted tomorrow. I know he's been seeing a lot of neat stuff down there. His new District 9 video, part 4, should be up in the next few days. And I believe Tested is doing some cool filming thing with him. So look forward to all that in the future. And hopefully more progress on my Vex costume. I'll put together some more templates, and maybe I think the next one will be the big torso section. That'll be a doozy. So that'll be fun to share the experience with you guys on templating that. So thank you. And I'm going to end the stream and go drink some more. So you all should do that too. Take care, guys.